poverty works for day and night. Poverty has no holidays until and unless we have some new idea to eradicate it. So, the poverty statistics for Africa and Asia, if we compare with according to the source of World Bank 2007, there was 40% poverty rate in 1980, and in 2005 it is the same as 40%. So there is no change in the poverty rate till even after the 25 years. But in Asia, as you see that there was 50% poverty rate in 1980, and now it's 30%. There is decline of the 20%. So in the world, the poverty rate is declining, but in Africa it is rising year after year. So it is very alarming situation and very drastic, may have very drastic consequences. So about the poverty in Africa, 33 out of 49 countries, they are poorest countries in the African continent. Just about 40% of Africans live under $1 per day. Cost of eradicating the poverty is 1% of the global income. So the principal root out of poverty is work, work, work. So it is also the main idea behind the microcredit. According to the Hofstede culture, we have to compare the differences between the cultures of Bangladesh and Africa. As this microcredit is very successful in Bangladesh, and we have implemented in Africa. As you can see from this graph, the poverty index in Africa is 77 and Bangladesh is 80. It's almost the same. And if we compare the individualism, the score is 20 and 20 in both countries. So you can see that we can predict that we can implement microcredit in Africa successfully on the basis of this cultural analysis. The African culture is the collectivist culture. According to this, the culture, the peoples are emotionally attached with each other. They live in groups. If some problem arises, all the groups gather and solve this problem. Everyone participates in the major ceremonies. Power distance is also very high. Village is the social and economic unit of all the social context. So, on the basis of all these information, we can predict that Africa is the fertile land for the implementation of the microcredit. Now I invite Mr. Rashid for continue.
Thank you, Dr. Irfan, for the valuable insight on cultural analysis. Now we are coming on why microcredit implementation in Africa. As per the statistics, there is 46% of adults, mainly women, migrate from rural areas to urban centers because of poverty, non-existent jobs, survival of extended family, to become self-independent and to become economical independence. What happens exactly is, when they come here, they lack education and employable skills, which they end up with street hawking. You have a picture which shows what a street hawking is, and going further, the effect of microcredit on rural poor in Africa. What will microcredit do? It will create job opportunities, it will reduce poverty, it will reduce street hawking, empower individuals economically, and reduce social violence. From here on, Sid is going to continue. He has something special for you guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rashid. That's a very impressive presentation from you and from my colleagues. Now, what you are going to see, I call it the best part of the presentation. We are going to show you a video. Please do not worry. The slides will be handed over to you at the end of the presentation. And your questions can also come at the end of the presentation. Please enjoy.
Muhammad Yunus created Grameen Bank, a bank tailored for poor people in response to crushing poverty in his newly created country, Bangladesh.
Poverty is not caused by the poor people. Poverty is caused by the system we built. Poverty is caused by the policies that we pursue.
Grameen Bank has made a significant contribution to reducing poverty in Bangladesh. Since Grameen's creation in the 1970s, life expectancy has risen more than 20 years. the fertility rate has been cut in half. It is estimated that each year, 200,000 Grameen members and their families escape poverty.
The question is, where do we end up 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now? We did something wrong and poverty is here. So let's do something right so that poverty disappears.
Yunus traces the growth of microfinance into a worldwide movement. He shares his vision for using it to meet the Millennium Development Goals and to create a poverty-free world. He describes what it will take from all of us to enable microfinance to reach its global potential.